Welcome to the Air It Out Show.
You know,
With them Air It Out girls. Hey, listen up, listen up, listen up.
Oh my God.
You're back.
We're here. For you.
Yeah. Welcome to the Air It Out Show. I'm an Air It Out girl.
Hey.
And that is
I am Pink Panther.
and you know who I am? I am Cotton Candy. And today we have an awesome, tacular person in the studio with us, Mr. Oscar. Let me get it right. Sanders. Welcome to the show.
I'm happy to be here, ladies.
Oh, awesome.
Great day.
Yes. So now, we know that you come here to tell us some things that's been going on, but for the viewers who may not be aware of who you are, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself as far as what it is that you do?
Okay, basically, I'm a gentleman from the Bronx, New York, born and raised. And say around 16, 17 years old, I actually got into filmmaking. And we used to take flour and turn it into cocaine. And we used to rent these Godfather cabs back then.
Oh my God.
And we used to take them out to the airport, and then we shoot these skits. And people were fascinated because we were like 16 or 17 years old when we were doing this, you know. So we would stop traffic, and people would, they were very nice to us. And at that point, prior to that, I guess, just being a lonely child, watching a lot of film noir, a lot of movies, suspense thrillers from like the 50s and the 40s, really got me into cinema.
Okay.
I love film. And that's how I started.
What movie would you say these days would inspire you, or for our viewers, could you say would remind you of a work that you would actually do?
If I really were working beyond my means right now, probably anything that has to do with a heist.
Okay.
I'm a huge heist fan. So
okay.
you take it from Ocean's 11,
Of the Italian Job.
yeah, Bank Job,
Nice.
Reservoir Dogs, anything coming out of there, the Score.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the type of films that I would, if I really had the budget to really do, I would do something in that. Because I like that whole thing where I don't like a lot of films that deal with problems.
Gotcha.
And when you're usually dealing with heist films, you're dealing with an adventure. People have one goal, and it's usually a goal everybody has.
To
is
get
money.
that money. Get that money.
Yeah. So that's why I was fascinated by that, and and everybody sits at the table, and then they have the maps out, and they're working that whole thing out.
Right.
And it draws you in.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, and just draws everybody together, and then going on and going out and doing the job. And so those are the things I love.
Okay.
That's cool. Well, keep us in mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we act right, and we are available.
Okay.
Now we're looking at your list of movies that you've done in the past. You have Splitting Hairs, Know Who You're Talking to, Why Hire a Killer, Industrious Grind. Tell us about Why Hire a Killer. What was that about?
Why Hire a Killer? It was
You did it yourself.
Yeah. What happened was actually that was actually a genesis for Know Who You're Talking to. 'Cause
Okay.
usually what happens is I used to take a lot of short films and take those short films and then expand them into feature films.
Nice.
So Splitting Hairs became Splitting Hairs 2.0. Know Who You're Talking to became Why Hire a Killer. So it's basically about a woman that's facing divorce in Philadelphia. She's getting ready to lose everything. She meets this guy on a plane from Zurich and offers, to
Take out the trash.
yeah. So, and that's an interesting film because
Yes.
it seems like y'all got some great taglines.
Ain't no recycling after that.
That's it. It's finished.
Over. Put them in the bottom of the bag.
Yeah, and so there's a twist to that too. So I don't like to usually give it away.
Right, no, don't give it away.
Yeah.
But if people want to get some of your older works, how can they get those works?
They can get them at my website,
Okay.
www.malcolmentertainment.com.
Okay, repeat that for the people.
www.malcolmentertainment.com, like Malcolm Forbes Entertainment, one word, at yahoo.com.
Awesome.
You can get shirts, merchandise, films, and you'll be able to get the most recent one after the 15th of October.
Awesome. Now, speaking about the most recent one, let's take a look at this. Billy Bang.
Bang for the buck.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about this young, awesome violinist.
Okay, well, first of all, we'd like to let you know that he's deceased now.
As of April, right?
Right, 11th. So it's
Rest
like a
in
little over a
peace.
year. Yeah, absolutely. He's a dynamic gentleman, man. He was actually like a babysitter for me when I was young. And through my brother, him and my brother used to play drums never in the band. They were at that point. They were like playing in like with like a lot of Latino brothers. They would go out in the parks in the Bronx, and they would play in the parks. And eventually, I used to always be with them, and I was just drawn to them because everything else in the house, I was a lonely child, was like boring. So they were like everything was revolved around them. So I started learning and loving jazz. As a matter of fact, it helped me in college for the short period of time that I was there with music appreciation because I knew jazz well through them, And then after that, many years went by, and I wound up picking up the guitar, and my brother got in contact with him and said, "Listen, Oscar's playing guitar now," and so I brought me down. I started playing, and I was playing with him for about maybe 10 years.
Wow.
And then years went past. I stopped playing. I became a disciple of the streets. And kind of like, let my life kind of like get out of control. Put that back, reconsolidated myself, and then suddenly reinvented myself and said I wanted to be a filmmaker. I didn't want to play guitar anymore.
So you came back to what you first loved.
Right.
Nice.
And so we started talking. I was always supporting them. I was always following them. No matter where they were at in the United States, I would find them. And I would always hang out with the same cast that I was playing with. So he asked me one day, he said, "Oscar, I know that you've done a lot of films and you've done, you got some awards for them. I respect the way that you make films. Why don't you make a film about me? Because I don't like the way I've been portrayed in other films about himself." So we started doing that. And at that point, he was he was already sick already at that point. He was an amazing person to be a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah. Wow.
Suffered with schizophrenia and struggled with that. Got out and wanted to find out, how he could help people. How could he spread joy and happiness without using a gun? So he came to the conclusion about, playing a violin.
Wow.
Which is an interesting instrument for a man in the 50s in the hood.
Right.
Because everybody, you're sure you don't want to play the
piano.
Why you playing that soft instrument? Why you playing that soft instrument?
You gotta hold it with your neck. You can't get your little swag on with it. But he did it. He showed people that listen, it doesn't matter what instrument it is, I'm gonna rock it, and this is what I'm doing.
That's what he did.
This sounds like it's gonna be a really interesting piece, and I like the fact that you're gonna bring it for the people to see it, like another side, because a lot of times you get like historical pieces that just kind of glossed over what people have already read. And because you have a direct connection with him, I think that you could add a personal touch that the people might want to just get that ease and comfort from somebody who knew him personally.
Yes.
So I think that's a plus.
And also trying to make an uplifting story, a movie about a true American original, a person that has persevered and has gotten his life together, and not always talking about all the seedy things that go on in people's lives.
Right.
That leave that for like Frontline or like PBS or whoever.
Or biography.
Biography. Yeah. This is a different type of documentary. This is a documentary that really gets into what music is about. See, a lot of times when we look at a phone, the phone has buttons, and those buttons are just like the neurotransmitters in our minds, and they're constantly snapping, and once they connect, they do what we want them to do. But most people don't care about that. All they care is that when they hit talk, it works. That's all. Everything, all the minutia stuff.
You can give me the whole booklet,
right?
And I'll bypass that. I just want to know, is it gonna call this person?
Right.
I mean, the games, the apps, nothing. But I don't want an ugly phone. Right? I don't.
She's so truthful.
It's true.
You want to be cute
and
and
$30 car.
Right. You want to have a little bells and whistles.
You're right. So what happens at that point is, now that you have this conversation going on that nobody knows about, what I'm doing is I'm pulling it open. I'm pulling the skin open. And I'm letting people understand how musicians conversate with one another to make the final project that everybody, is satisfied with and enjoys. And there's a whole thing of how, the respect and how people find the spaces and the lines and the texture and the tones. And these are words that musicians use to discuss music. You
know what? This just seems like it's gonna be awesome. Now, when exactly can people see the film?
Well, it's an exclusive screening at the moment at Lincoln Center, October 15th. After that, it'll be on sale on my website. Where it'll be screened again, it'll be in several festivals, and it might actually have a run at Lincoln Center also in the First Directors, but that's still being worked out.
Okay.
And it could be seen, you could see it a lot of places, because what happens is this movie's going to go on the road, because it's going to be used as an educational tool for music schools and conservatories, so that we can have the screening, so that we can talk about his life and also the relevance of progressive jazz in America and what Billy had to contribute to it.
All right. Well, let's take a look at what you have.
He would just, for example, rip an incredible solo.
In a way, it reminded me of what they said about Duke Ellington, that he chose his people to match the music, and he wrote the music to match the people.
Billy was inspirational. Every time he went to play, he was on. And so that made you want to be on.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. And it's always going to be at a high level of improvisation and intensity.
There is nobody that I know of who has developed a technique on the violin like Billy.
He had his voice, he had his way of doing it, and I don't think anyone ever played the violin like he did, and I don't think anybody ever played the violin like he did again.
He had none of the instincts trained out of him. They're all there. So what's proper for Mr. Billy Bang is that the music has life and it's full of love. And he's really, really, really full of love.
That was good.
That was really impressive.
Thank you so much.
So how long did it take you to compile everything?
It might have took me about, maybe about an hour and a half.
Quick film.
Speed film. It was about a year and a half, and then I spent about 6 months editing. Up until about maybe 3 weeks ago, I was finally totally editing stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so altogether maybe about 2 years.
About 2
Something,
years?
yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to show him any of the snippets?
No,
that you filmed?
no, unfortunately he didn't, and I didn't get a lot of interview footage of him. So I used 12 other musicians that knew him intimately.
Okay, that's nice.
To really tell the story. Yeah, because kind of the way he was and how how sick he was, I didn't want to rattle him, like telling him to kind of do things in a certain order. So I kind of like worked with him, and then how we all feel that we're gonna live forever. He always thought like he was gonna get to it.
Right.
So when he passed, I was like, oh wow, I don't have a lot of interview footage, but I had narration. I took a lot of audio from certain things that I had, a live concert that we did together in Vienna, Austria, and then something from a book that another gentleman that was in contrabass player named William Parker wrote this book, Conversations, and there was audio tracks in there.
Nice.
So you could actually hear his voice in there too.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's the way I was able to put that together.
I'm so inspired. It's a lot of times that we have different poets, musicians, and things like that people don't really give them, their props.
Right.
And like we have hip hop, jazz, band, and things like that. And when you listen to the root of the beats and things like that, it's all coming from jazz and poetry, and just is an infusion of those two.
Of course.
And like I really respect people, who can put all those things out, because like when we're not doing this, my co-host Pink Panther, she stacks Scudero. And she does her hip hop thing, and when she does it with such class, because she does it in a way that she's bringing poetry and music together, and I really respect that about her.
Well, I can attribute to that because I've heard some of her stuff. I've been a silent fan.
Oh, we love that. We love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I want to talk about, is there a fee to come and see this particular?
No, because it's invite only in this situation, but there will be a fee when it's in the other theater.
Okay. So basically, you're going to have an invite only screening on October 15th.
Yeah.
But if people want to get some information about it and they want to be present, they can go to your website and find out the information about it.
Yeah.
Once you go through the screening, then it will be available on DVD?
Yes.
Okay. And have you determined what the price will be for that?
Yes, it'll be $15.
Okay, all right. So there you go. You're gonna get $15. You're gonna, contribute to a filmmaker. You're gonna contribute to the story of someone who, left so many wonderful marks on history and jazz and everything like that. And this is what we do. We do want to ask you if there was there's a special day today though.
What day is that?
Today's special.
I'm not sure.
Is it your born day?
Is it your birthday?
Yes, it is.
Wow! Airitoutshow. He is grinding on his birthday.
Go, Oscar. It's your birthday.
It's your birthday.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Oh, yeah, it's a black-tacular version. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I was nervous. Because I was hoping you girls were not going to pull out no sparkles. And like they do in Applebee's.
No, we just want to make this a special day.
No, I'm glad.
Now see, listen. Air it out, viewers. Look, when you on your grind, it does not matter if it's a holiday, Christmas, or whatever. This man is here on his birthday.
That's right.
To tell you about this film. So there is no day off. When you have a dream, you go after it. And speaking of dreams and going after it, if you wanted to tell an up-and-coming filmmaker or something, what would you tell them just to keep being inspired? What would you do? Some words of wisdom to part with, to give them, to keep them inspired. Yeah.
But before you fall in love, before you get married, you better marry rejection. You better marry perseverance. You better marry confidence. And you better marry the fact that you put the best product out there, because from that point on, it's all left to judgment. And you have to let the project go, and you have to believe in yourself. So, don't worry about what people say. They said the worst things about, Clint Eastwood, Burt Reynolds, that they couldn't, their teeth were screwed up, you squint too much, but they're still making movies. So that tells you right there that, a lot of times people who are judging you, even though they're in professional, they're in the professional ranks, they don't always know what they're talking about. And everyone is Miss Talent. And, don't let that discourage you, at least in my opinion.
So how would one go about contacting you? Say that there's somebody like me, that might want a video, or someone would like for you to. Well, do you film?
Yeah.
Are you for hire?
Yes. Yeah, I do videographies. I do corporate videos. I do music videos. If you just want to hire me just to get on the train. He's
available to ride with you on the A train between 4 and 7.
There you go. For up and becoming an artist, you know, I have a thing called Industrious Grind. And I use it also for older artists because I use it for myself also, where we have a series where we follow we call it the Shadow Series, where we follow the artists, you know, while they're doing the music video. So you have like a mini documentary.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, a mini documentary.
Show. We might, you don't have to tap into that with, you know, our girls, so that we'll let you know how it was, so you know you can get yours.
Yeah, so we follow you around, and then at the end, you know, we show the finished product.
Nice.
You know, and then so you have all that on the DVD, so we do that, and yeah,
is that $50 million?
No.
I have to ask.
No.
We're gonna go to that website so that you guys can get information on how you can get Mr. Oscar to come to your neck of the woods, follow you around, show people what you're doing and your grinding. And you know, with that said, first before we do that, let the people know how they can get in contact with you. Do you have Twitter, Facebook, those types of things?
You can get in contact with me at my website, which is malcolmentertainment.com, on Twitter, at Oscar Sanders, Facebook, Malcolm Entertainment. You can also like Billy Bang Long Overdue, the film page. Yeah, Facebook.com, Malcolm Entertainment. Yeah, Malcolm Entertainment Doing Work on blog.com or whatever.
Blogspot.com.
Yeah, blogspot.com. Yeah, and I think that's it. Oh, and YouTube/Malcolm Entertainment. For anything video that you like.
Now, how do people get that nice red hue if they want that in their beard?
Your descendants have to be raped by Irish landowners. Let's tell the truth. Irish landowners, you know, in the land of cotton.
Or you get some cherry, you know, some Cherokee juice and splash it in there.
You could. There would be
you can sprinkle some peroxide.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Tear you up. You be on the choir.
You be on the choir.
You be on the choir. Burnt up.
With that said, let's look at this name, Oscar Sanders.
Oh God.
With that said,
okay,
you have been.
Welcome to the Air It Out Show. With them Air It Out girls. Hey, listen up. Listen up. Listen up.
Oh my God.
You're back.
We're here. For you.
Yes.
We've been going for them and then now we back with the jump on. Air It Out girls here.